Hello, thank you so much for watching this video today. My name is Ian Hewer. I'm the Director of Grants, Programs, and Operations at the Lingnan Foundation. In this presentation today, I will be discussing the Lingnan Foundation W.T. Chan Fellowships Program for 2020. So I really appreciate your taking the time to watch this video, and I hope that by watching this that you can learn a lot about the program, what it's all about, and how you can apply to be a 2020 Lingnan Chan Fellow. So my presentation today will cover three main sections. First will be a program introduction and overview, where I'll talk about what the program is. Second will be alumni experience. So we'll have an alumni, Serena Wong, who participated in the program previously, share her thoughts and her experience when she was a Chan Fellow here in California. And finally, I will discuss how you can apply for the program. So first, I'm coming to you from the Lingnan Foundation. We have a mission here to contribute to the advancement of higher education in the historic Lingnan region of South China, which includes, of course, Hong Kong and Macau. We encourage academic excellence, intellectual openness, and service to society, and cooperation and exchange of ideas between Chinese and Americans. So that's the mission and the goals of our foundation, and you'll see through this presentation how the Chan Fellowship Program plays into that mission. The purpose of the fellowship is at its core to nurture in the fellows a lifelong commitment to service. So that's the most important, that's the heart of the program, is nurturing a commitment to service in the program participants. Around this core, there are many other secondary challenges and benefits for the fellows that you'll see as I get into my presentation here. So the fellowship was established in 2001, and there have been a new batch of fellows every year since then. They're named in honor of Professor W.T. Chan. He's the former dean of Lingnan University and distinguished professor of Chinese philosophy and religion. So the mantra for the program, Education for Service, speaks to how the program links academia and local communities and service to those communities. And finally, the program really seeks to promote leadership development, professional development, and personal growth in the participants through international exchange and service. Here are the four core pillars of the program. So they are service learning, higher education, international understanding, and personal growth. So the higher education component is very important. Chan Fellows will spend 1 day a week at the host campus, a University of California campus or another university in California to be confirmed. And the academic host will organize a comprehensive orientation. They'll organize seminars 1 day per week where you can talk about issues in an academic setting. They'll also organize local learning excursions and intercultural experiences, and they will also help with support on your final research project. So in addition to the higher education component, there is also an international understanding component that is very important to the program. So one of the most prominent aspects for that is the homestay experience. So in many exchange or internship programs, you might be staying in a dormitory. So you'll either be by yourself or maybe you're with other international students in an international community. But with this program, you will be placed in a homestay, which really allows for a unique level of cultural immersion and exposure to American society and American families. So your homestay placement can vary. Some fellows have been placed, for example, with a young couple with small children. Other fellows have been placed with an elderly couple in an apartment or a home. So really, you can see through these pictures that there are a wide variety of different possible homestay experiences for the program participants. And that's something that you'll hear a little more about when we have our alumni speaker in a moment. The next important component is service learning. So this is really, as I said earlier, a commitment to service is the core of the program. So in addition to your 1 day a week in your seminars at the university campus, 4 days a week you will spend working at your internship sites. So these sites cover a variety of different fields and areas, but at their core, they're all dedicated to serving society and helping local communities. So you can see here a sample of some of the internship placement sites, ranging from topics like education and literacy to justice to sustainability and environmental issues, or you could even be placed as an intern in a museum. So you can see there are a wide range of different experiences. You'll hear a little more about one particular internship site from Serena when she gives her introduction to her experience later. And finally, in addition to the higher education, the service learning, the international exposure, we also have observed that personal growth is one of the key attributes that our fellows take away from their experience in the program. So you can see on the left here, this is Lingnan Fellows Reunion Lunch. You can see that through this program, the fellows who participate grow together and form really close bonds with their fellow participants. And on the right, you can see the fellows here have taken a trip to Indiana. So that's part of the program itinerary every year. The participants in the program can take some time to leave California and see a different side of the United States by visiting Indiana, which is in the middle part of the country. And finally, by joining the Chan Fellow, or by becoming a Chan Fellow, then upon finishing your program, you can join the Chan Fellows Alumni Association. So here are some pictures from different functions and events organized by this association. Because the program has been ongoing for so long, you can really see that you have a wide variety of program alumni who are really in all walks of life, who have become leaders in their fields, in academia, in business, and philanthropy. So this alumni association will really provide you with a great network of people who have participated in the program. So that's an overview of the program, what it's all about. Now I'll talk a little bit about eligibility and how you can be eligible to enroll in the program. So all applicants must be currently enrolled as full-time students at Lingnan University or Sun Yat-sen University during the 2019-2020 year. So for Lingnan University students and Sun Yat-sen University students, the requirements are a little bit different. For Lingnan University, all second or third year undergraduate and postgraduate students from all majors are eligible to apply. If you are a final year undergraduate or postgraduate student, you will need to provide proof of acceptance into a graduate program for the next academic year. So if you're applying from Sun Yat-sen University, you must be a postgraduate student, excluding international students and Hong Kong and Macau students, and you can be from any major to be eligible to apply. So if you are coming from SYSU, you need to be a graduate student, and you need to receive formal approval from your faculty advisor, from your school or department, and from the graduate school. So to be eligible, in principle, you must be enrolled in at least one semester of study upon return to your home campus. So you must show that your current course of study will continue for at least one semester upon your return, or that you are enrolled for a further course of study to begin upon your return. So that's a requirement that we have, not from the foundation, but from the government relating to visas. In order to be eligible to participate in the program, you must still have your student status after you have finished the program and are returning home. So now that you've seen this introduction, you have a better idea about what the Chan Fellowship is. You might be thinking, is it right for you? So I think you should definitely apply for the program, especially if you are interested in service learning and community service, if you have a sense of social responsibility, if you're open-minded and independent and work well under pressure, if you work well in a team and take instructions well, but are also able to take personal initiative, if you're able to communicate well in English, and if you want to enhance your academic skills. So think about these questions and think about if this description fits for you and for your goals. And if so, we'd love to see your application. So that's my introduction to the program. Next, we will hear from one of our Chan Fellows, Serena Wong, and hear about her experience. So she participated in the program in 2018. Her host campus was UC Berkeley, and her internship site was Bay Area Community Resources. So we thank Serena for being willing to share, and she'll just talk a little more about her experience with her internship, with her host campus, and with her homestay. So thank you, Serena.
Yay! Hi everyone. So I'm Serena. I'm the 2018 Chan Fellow, and I'm very glad that I got the chance to share with you all about my memorable experience in the US. And I will do a small introduction about myself first. So Ian just talked about it. I just graduated from Lingnan University this year, and I'm a 2018 Chan Fellow interning in Bay Area Community Resources, and my host campus is UC Berkeley. So there are a few elements that are very important in this program, so I will talk about it one by one. At first, I would like to mention about the homestay. So as you all know, you will be arranged to stay with one host family during your program. And so from this picture, you will see all the Chan Fellows from 2018 and the host family. So every year at the beginning of the program, we will be given a chance to meet with our host for the first time at the homestay party. So each of the hosts will take turns to host the party, and we have got the chance to meet our host for the first time, which is very interesting. We share different kinds of food, and in chat, it's like opening a box of gifts because it will be the first time for you to meet your host, which is very amazing. And so this is my host family. So different Chan Fellow will be given a different homestay. So sometimes you may be staying with a single lady or a family with kids. So it's very different from one another. So for me, I stayed with Bonnie and Steve, and they are really nice, kind, white ladies and gentlemen. And during my stay in their home, I enjoyed it very much. At the beginning, I feel a bit surprised to know that they are vegan because it is very uncommon in Hong Kong. And at first, I'm a bit scared because I've never been a vegan or vegetarian before. But after staying with them, I really like this lifestyle, and this is a very great experience for me. So it might be something that you will be encountering during your stay, but just don't be afraid. It's a lot of fun to try out different things, different cultures. And my homestay is a bit special because where Bonnie and Steve lives is a co-housing unit, which means that we have our own living space, but we also have areas that we share with our neighbors, such as we have a common house for us to enjoy dinner together 3 times a week. We also have some shared laundry rooms, gym rooms. So with this experience, I get to know about a lot of different neighbors with different cultural backgrounds and different ages. So in those pictures, you can see that some of my neighbors, we celebrate Halloween together. We do pumpkin carving, and then we dress up for Halloween. And I even invite one of my neighbor, Marilyn, to come to my final presentation. So I had a lot of fun interacting with them and can really get to know about the locals while staying in this homestay. So moving on to internship, as I mentioned, I stay at Bay Area Community Resources. So BACR is quite a big nonprofit in the US. So my team is called ECAP. So here is a picture of the Chan Fellows coming to my internship site. So each Chan Fellow have to host their internship site visit for other Chan Fellows, so you can get to know more about your fellows' working experience and what their internship site is exactly doing. So my team is called ECAP. It stands for Engaging Community in Advocacy and Policy, as what the name had give out the message. We do a lot of community engaging work, and we also want to do a lot of things to change the policy within the state. But for my job, I also engage a lot of youth in the program. So what I do is I went to a local high school called Greenwood Academy, and I work with their students. So here are some of my colleagues. We had a lot of trainings given by our supervisors, and you may see that there is another Chan Fellow in my internship site because we work together, but it's just a special arrangement because mostly Chan Fellow work separately in different sites. So my work at BACR is very interesting. I like it so much. I work at a local high school, as I mentioned. It's called the Greenwood Academy. So I do college advisings with the student. I meet student one-on-one, and then I will give them like career planning advices. For example, I will ask them what you want to do after high school and give them information that will help them to be successful after they finish and graduate from high school. I will also fill out financial aid with them if they are interested in continuing their study. There are money from the state government to support it. So I just try my best to give most like update information to them as possible. I also assist another youth group at ECAP. So for my work, I have a lot of interaction with youth, which is what I'm passionate about. And I heard a lot of very memorable story during my work at Greenwood Academy. And I feel like I'm just like a friend while I was giving them advice. And throughout the journey, I find out that I'm really having the privilege to help them, and that motivates me to do better in no matter my stay in the US or until now. Because every time when I like recall the story of them and recall the memories that I have with them, it always motivates me to do better. Yeah, so another important parties in this program is the Public Service Center. So the lady in the middle is Tika. She's a really important person in this program because she really did a lot of coordination for us, no matter for our homestay or our internship site. She is the one who is very helpful and very detail-minded. So we always go to her when we have any questions during our stay in the US. And every week, as mentioned by Ian, we will have a seminar in UC Berkeley. So for the next slide, we will, so we during our seminar in UC Berkeley, we do a lot of reflections, and we also try to practice our leadership skills by doing different kinds of presentation, discussion, and there's a lot of chance for us to share about our experience in the internship site or some difficulties that we face, no matter in your homestay or your work, which help us to have a mutual support. Because usually we work by ourselves for the rest of the week. So this will be the official time for Chan Fellows to meet together, have lunch together, and we got to chat and talk about some fun things that we do. So the seminar will be a full day workshop, one time per week. Sometimes we discuss about race and issue related to race or social justice. We also have a lot of fun excursion to facilitate our learning outside the campus. And each Chan Fellow are required to do an individual project proposal. So for me, I have done a project proposal related to service learning for young children, for primary school students. And different Chan Fellows have different interests, so we got the freedom and the initiative to share and do our own project proposal. And during the process, during the program, different coordinators will help us to carry out our, help facilitate us to write the proposal. And as I mentioned, every Chan Fellow have to host an internship site visit as well. So as what I said about the excursion, it is a learning outside the classroom. So we did a lot of different excursion. For example, we went to LA to learn about the issue of race with the UCLA fellows. So we meet up, and then we also went to Indiana together to know more about the culture of Eastern America, which is kind of different with the West. And we also went to Angel Island and I Hotel. Those two places are very iconic places in the Bay Area, which marked a very important history in America. So these two are very important places that we visit and learned about, that help us to learn more about race as well. Rather than work and seminar, we also had a lot of fun time together with, for me and other Chan fellows. We went to some, we had some travel experience together during our holidays. We went to Yosemite, which is a very beautiful places. Sometimes I also hang out with other Chan fellows. We went to the Golden Gate Bridge. We also play volleyball at the beach as well, which is very memorable. And some of the trip we have to spend our own money to like go on vacation, but some like what I just mentioned, the excursion are covered by the program. So it depends on what the program had to offer each year. It will be a bit different. Yay. So I feel like during my stay in the US, the Chan Fellows are like my family, because we have a lot of time spent with each other. For example, me and other Chan Fellow and our host family spend Thanksgiving together, and we have a Thanksgiving feast, like what the pictures show on the left hand corner. And then sometimes when I have time, I will also go to other Chan Fellows internship site to help out and do voluntary work, so that I can like take the initiative to learn more about how different nonprofit works and what exactly is other Chan Fellow is doing, which is very interesting. Me and Jacqueline went to Edwin's internship site to help out with like tidying the stuff, and also play with the kids for the after school program. Yeah, so I feel like we support each other like a family during our stay in the US. So another important element in the program is the WT Chan Alumni Association. So when you finish the program, you will become the Chan alumni, and this is the picture taken I think few months ago. So every year there will be a reunion lunch or dinner, so all the Chan Fellows alumni will be invited. So this community is a very supportive community, since we all share a lot of interest to do something to change our society, our community. So this is a very good place for you to find partners that you can work with together and do something that you guys like. For example, I meet with another Chan Fellow, Edwin, and now we are doing something very interesting after the program. So so here are some things that I got from the program. I really got the chance to know more about myself, since I spend a lot more time being alone in the US than while I'm staying in Hong Kong. And also, while you're in a very different culture, you will like when you're in the US, you will got the chance to discover your own culture more in depth, especially while we are doing a lot of discussion related to race. There will always be a lot of reflection on how you see your own culture and yourself. And being in Hong Kong, I'm a majority, living like the majority, but living in the US, I feel like Asian or Chinese will be the minority, and this gives me a very different sense of self. And yeah, I discover myself more during this process. And as I mentioned, me and other Chan fellows are like close partners and supportive friends. So you got to meet a lot of friends that share common goals with you as well. So after the program, I came back to Hong Kong and I figured I still got the ability to change. So not only just the program ends, but I didn't just end when the program ends, but I still continue to explore my interests. So me and Edwin is the only boy, and another Lingnan student we met outside the program. We are organizing a startup, so we try to turn our ideas into something that is practical. And yeah, this is a very great experience and we are still learning a lot, but I'm really happy that the program motivates me and make me believe that I have the power to change. So this is a very interesting question that I always get when someone is interested in joining the program. They will always ask me, oh, do you think this program worth spending like one more year of your study for this program? Because I joined in this program as a final year student, so I deferred it 1 year for the Chen program. So I would say that I think it worth my time spending on this program, but I'm not here to tell you the answer because you will never know until you really try and experience it yourself. But I have some questions that I think you will after you think about it, you will have a better idea on whether you are interested in joining this program. So the questions are like, what do you really want to get from this experience? Is it just a chance to visit US, or there is something more that you want to get? So as I mentioned, it is I took initiative to experience as much as I could. I go to other Chance Fellows internship site to do voluntary work. I also grab chance that I can go for trainings. So I think it depends on your attitudes and your how willing are you to take initiative to do more? Because I believe this program will offer the best they can, but whether you can get the best out from this program, it depends on your attitude. And are you looking forward to new challenges and new ideas, and how open and how willing are you like taking in all these challenges and ideas, and how what are you passionate about right now? So if you have an answer to this question, I think you will figure out whether you are interested in joining this program or not. So this is the end of the program. I hope you have a more clear idea about what's happening and yeah, what you are going to experience if you successfully get into the program. So I wish you all the best in no matter the application or in the future interviews. So thank you.
Okay, we really appreciate Serena being willing to share her experience. I think that's very helpful. I can give my information about the general program and what it's all about, but we really think that hearing from an alumni will will help you understand a lot more what the program is all about from one individual perspective. I would just tell you that Serena talked a lot about her experience, but that's just one possible experience in the program, and there are a variety of different experiences that you could have if you participate as a Chan Fellow. So Serena talked about her internship site working on issues like education and literacy. So if you were to participate, you might be working on similar issues, or you might be in a completely different work environment working on environmental issues or justice issues. Similarly, Serena talked about her homestay experience with the elderly couple in the co-housing unit. So that's sort of a unique situation. And if you were to participate in the program, you would find yourself in a variety of different homestay situations throughout the area surrounding the campus. So just be aware that that's Serena's particular experience, but everybody will have a slightly different experience in the program due to their different internship placements and different homestay experiences. So thanks again to Serena for sharing her alumni experience. Next, I'll go into a little introduction or overview of the application process. So this is where we get a lot of questions, how to apply. I hope I can get those all answered for you here. So my first note would be, if you look at this slide here, there's a link at the bottom, lingnanfoundation.org/how to apply. I would just say if you have any questions or you'd like to go over some information again that I've discussed, please visit this website. You'll be able to find out all you can about how to apply, what application materials are necessary. Really everything I'm going to talk about, you can find on the website there. So here you can see a timeline for the program of all the important dates that you will need to keep in mind when applying. So the first there, the application deadline is November 4th, 2019. So this is the very last day that we will be accepting applications. So I would just tell you to please access the site, apply, upload your documents as early as possible before November 4th, because every year we see that students who are applying encounter many different problems that they need to solve. So perhaps your computer or your internet connection has some last minute problems, or there are some questions about how to answer a part of the application or what you need to upload that you encounter at the last minute. So make sure you leave yourself enough time before the application deadline to get all your problems solved and all your questions answered, and leave yourself enough time to get an application in on time. So after the application deadline on November 4th, we will notify everyone who has been selected for an interview by December 30th. Then the interviews themselves will take place on January 18th and 19th of 2020. After that, shortly after the interviews, we will make our announcement of which interview candidates have been selected for the fellowship, and then we will expect the fellows to give us their final commitment by the end of January. After that, orientation camp for the program will take place in June next year, and then departure for the US will be in late July or early August. So that's an overview of the application timeline. Next, let's look at the application process in detail. So the first thing you'll need to do is fill out the online application and upload the required application documents. So those are the application form, letter of recommendation, official transcripts, passport photo, and graduate student form if you are an SYSU student. So again, I just want to show you this web page here, lingnanfoundation.org/how to apply. I'll show you that in detail here. So when you go to that website, this is what you will see. Here you can find more information about the program and all the information that I'm talking about now related to your application. So for example, on this website, you can click here to see an introduction to the program that is both in English and also in Chinese. So if you're looking for information about the program in Chinese, you can find it here on the How to Apply website. When you look at this website here, How to Apply, there will be an overview of eligibility, the dates that I just mentioned, and finally down here, the application process. So the first thing you're going to want to do in the application process is click here on the online application. So when you've opened the online application, this is what you will see. 2020 Lingnan WT Chan Fellowships. Again, here's an introduction to the program, the deadline, the important link here, and then you're going to want to click here, apply for this opening. When you do that, you will see the online application information that we'll need from you. So mostly just some basic information, your first name, your last name, contact details. You'll need to tell us what your university is, what your school or department or your major is, more basic information, where you're from, emergency contact details, and then you'll get to the bottom here where you'll need to upload the required application documents. So going back to my presentation, that's what we just saw there, the online application. So you'll need to follow that link. And here are the uploads that will be required for your application. So you'll go to the online application, fill in all that information, and you'll need to upload the following documents. First is the application form, then the letter of recommendation form, your official transcripts, a passport style photo, and then if you're applying from SYSU, you'll need to upload the graduate student form. So first here is the application form. That's what the first page looks like. I'll show you what it looks like here as well. So you'll need to download this application form, print it and fill it out. So again, you're going to want to fill in your basic information. This form has space for you to tell us more about your background. So you can tell us about your education history, the schools you've attended and your field of study. You can tell us about any work experience that you might have. There's space to fill that in here. Moving down, you can tell us about your extracurricular, your volunteer or service experience, which is very important for this program. And then lastly, you can tell us about any honors or awards that you might have received. After some more overview questions, you'll get to this next section here. So this is something that I will spend some time talking about because it is very, very important. And that is the essay questions. So on the application form, you'll need to fill out a lot of basic information about your background. But this part will give you a chance to really tell us more about yourself and show us why you in particular are unique and a good fit for the program. So you'll need to give responses of 500 words or less for each of these three questions and attach your responses to a separate sheet of paper. So I'll just read the questions for you here. The participants selected to take part in the WT Chan Fellowships program will gain international understanding and practical work experience through community service in the USA. Why have you decided to apply for this opportunity, and what is your expectation for this program? So this question will really show us that you know all about the program, you know what it's about, you know what to expect, and that you think you, in particular, your background and your goals are a good fit for the program. Number two, describe and evaluate an ongoing social issue in your local community or country today. Why does it interest you? How have you been involved? Comment on the actions that you have taken to resolve it. And what additional research would you want to do regarding this issue? So this question will tell us that you are interested in social issues, in community issues, because that's the type of work you'll be doing if you're chosen to participate in the fellowship, working with local communities here in California. And finally, describe an interesting book, news, event, film, or other work that captured your attention recently. Why did it inspire you? This question will again give us a picture into what makes you unique, what you're interested in, and how you think that will relate to your ability to succeed in this program. So when you're writing your essays, I'll just say here are some guidelines about what you should and shouldn't do. So don't forget the goals of the program and the Lingnan Foundation. Don't repeat information just by listing your experience and your awards. So we already have all that information from the application form. You don't need to waste your opportunity in your essay responses by telling us that information again. And don't leave your essay for the night before the application. That one really speaks for itself. And finally, do research the program thoroughly before beginning your essays and think about and write down your goals for the fellowship. So these 2 points are just trying to reinforce that you should really understand the program, and we should be able to see that you understand the goals and the mission of the program in your responses. And finally, make sure you do use this opportunity to show us why you are a fit for the fellowship. So in the other application materials, you're just telling us very basic information about where you're from, what university you're from, contact information, background. But these essays will give you your best chance to really show us why you are unique, what makes you special, and why you're a fit for the program. So the next document you'll need to upload is a recommendation letter. You should ask a professor, employer, or other professional contact who knows you well to write the recommendation. You should make sure that you explain the program to your recommender, so when they're writing about you, they know exactly what you are applying for. And ask them to use the recommendation form that we have provided so you can upload it with your other application materials. So if you look here again, this is what the recommendation form looks like. Just some basic information about you, the applicant, and the recommender. And down below is some instructions to the recommender about how to fill out the form. So the next uploads are your transcripts and your photo. We'll need to see your transcripts in English, preferably official transcripts in English. But if you're only able to provide official transcripts in Chinese, then we will accept those two along with an English translation. Then we'll need a headshot photo. So that's kind of like a passport or visa photo according to those specifications you see here. And the last required document to be uploaded is the SYSU graduate school form. So you can see it there. I'll go again to it here so you can see what it looks like. Just remember that this is only for SYSU students. You'll need to turn in this form with your application just to show us that you have approval from the graduate school to participate in the program. So that will need to be signed and approved by your graduate school supervisor, by the school or college to which you belong, and then by the graduate school itself. So you can submit your completed form by email to Zhang Hua from the graduate school. You can see her email address there. She will also be able to answer questions that you might have about the form, and that will also need to be uploaded as part of your application. So make sure you leave enough time to get that completed. So there are some frequently asked questions that we get a lot about the program. First, does the program carry academic credit? This is something that you need to discuss with your graduate school supervisor. So this is something that we don't control here at the foundation. That's something you need to talk about with your school. So which costs are covered by the fellowship? So we cover your international air travel from your home university to California. When you're living here, you won't have any accommodation expenses because you'll be in your homestay. We'll also provide you a stipend, so we'll provide you with money to cover your daily expenses during the time that you're here. And number 3, can I join the program if I am a final year student? So you can join the program as a final year student as long as you are going to continue to be an enrolled student after the fellowship is over. So this is a repeat of what I talked about when I was discussing eligibility. You must be an enrolled student after you return home from the program. So whether that means you are continuing your current program or you've been accepted into an additional program, you must be enrolled as a student upon your return in order to qualify for a visa. If you have any questions about the application process, about the program itself, or anything related to what I've been talking about today, here are the contacts that will be helpful for you to have. So if you're coming from SYSU, you can contact Zhang Hua from the SYSU Graduate School. She's the staff contact at the university. Or you're also welcome to contact Charlotte. So she is the program alumni contact. She participated in the program, and she'll be able to answer your questions from the alumni point of view. If you are coming from Lingnan University, then you can contact Angie Lau. She is the staff contact at the university, or you can contact Rain, who is the program alumni contact. If you have any other questions at all, or you don't know who to contact, or you don't know how to proceed, please also be welcome to contact me directly. You can see my name and my information, my email address down here at the bottom of this slide. So please, no matter what your question is about the application, about the program, please feel free to contact me as well. I'll go over the timeline one more time here. So the application deadline will be on November 4th. Make sure you get your applications in as early as possible. Then we'll let you know if you have been selected for an interview by December 30th. The interviews themselves will take place on January 18th and 19th. We'll give our final announcement of our selections by late January and expect the fellows to make their commitments by the end of January. Then orientation will take place in June, and departure for the US will take place in late July or early August of next year. So again, here's where you can go with any questions you have regarding your application. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this information session today. I thank you for your interest in the program. We're really hoping that you send in an application and that you consider participating in the program. So thank you again, and please be in touch if you have any questions.